Oh, hi, Craig.
Hello, Craig. So, everybody, I hope you missed us. We missed you. We're
Yeah,
back.
I've been dying and I've missed you all.
Yeah, so, please excuse the week off that we took. We had sicknesses and we had camping trips, and it got out of hand like life does.
We had adult things to do, like adults tend to
Fortunately.
do at times.
Oh, all the time.
Absolutely.
Believe me, adulting never ends.
Nah, just when you think you're done, they pull you back in.
Oh, yeah, you think, hey, here's 5 minutes just to chill out. Said no
Haha,
one
joke's on you.
ever.
Right? You thought you had a minute? Nope.
Hmm. You
Yeah,
know
man.
what? Maybe someday when we're like super old and retired.
Yeah. Then we'll do another podcast. Or maybe this one
Uh
will just keep going.
um well, what would we call that?
Set to
Reveal
and
to?
pass.
I mean, yeah.
Set to and pass the old guys.
Cuz we'll be the two old guys setting down.
Right? Yeah, I'll be doing it from my bed.
I'll just find a comfy spot somewhere. I can't guarantee where that'll be, but
Oh yeah. And by then we'll have like I don't know, like those Wally chairs and like everything will be attached to a visor somehow and
oh yeah, we'll just have trash planets.
I love Wally.
Sounds such a good movie.
Yeah, it was. It was a good one.
Really was. But
So what have we got in the docket this week?
well, it sounded like you had some news about Pokemon Legends EA.
Oh, right, I did. So, Pokemon Legends ZA dropped, or they dropped another thing on Pokemon Direct, which was earlier this week. Well, last week when this comes out, last week, yeah. Pokemon Direct dropped, and we got some more information on some Pokemon ZA goodness, and that goodness is not goodness for a lot of us. And what I mean by that is the Kalos starters. They got their megas revealed. Yay! Everyone clap. Except they're behind a paywall. Um, what do I mean by they're behind a paywall? I mean just that. They're literally behind a paywall. If you don't subscribe to Nintendo's their I don't even know what the hell you want to call it. It's like you can either pay month to month or you could pay like $20 for a year or whatever.
Oh, you mean
And
like their online subscription service?
yeah, yeah. So if you don't
Their
pay
their version of Xbox Live.
yeah. So if you don't pay them more monies, you don't get access to these megas. So I was like, well, it's kind of shitty. I mean,
Dude,
because I
that's
know a lot
beyond
of
shitty in my opinion.
yeah. It's like because in order to get these legends, you have to be able to compete in their ranked matches. In order to compete in their ranked matches, you have to be able to play online. And in order to play online with Pokemon games, you need to have that service. You need to pay them for that service. So that's kind of shitty. Just going in order, Mega Greninja, you get the Greninjaite, which is its Mega Stone, right away starting on October 16th. Ranked Battles Season 1. It's a promotional reward, you get it. After Season 2, or yeah, following Season 1, you get the Delphoxite, which is Delphox's Megastone. So that's Ranked Battles Season 2, so after 1, before 2. And then all the way down at Season 3, you get the Chestnutite. So not only is it behind a paywall, You have to wait for their ranked systems to go through. I don't know how long a season lasts. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've competed in a seasonal thing.
So this is
But
a reward for hitting a certain rank in ranked, or just participating in ranked?
yeah, I guess just participating in it. I mean, I could
Because
be
I
wrong, but
like I mean, I don't know, with Nintendo's practices lately, it honestly wouldn't surprise me, but I can't see them going as far as, all right, hey, you have to already pay for a service from us to access this, but then you also have to hit like a super sweaty rank.
yeah, that's what I'm guessing too. It doesn't really say too much more into it. I know it is upsetting a lot of people that this was released, and like people don't want to have to pay more for a game that they already play. Which I get it. Like it I mean, that's to be expected. Like no one wants to like what the heck did the guy say? Someone commented on one of the videos that I released, and he's like, so you'd like to go to McDonald's to order a raw hamburger?" I was like, "That's the dumbest analogy I've ever heard," but okay. Um, I don't know, but it doesn't say.
Yeah, no, that doesn't make sense at all. Like, what was he
Yeah,
trying to get at?
I have no idea. But it says the Megastones required to Mega Evolve Chestnut, Delphox, and Greninja can be obtained from the ZA Battle Club as rewards for battling other trainers in online ranked battles. Ranked battles offer three types of rewards: battle rewards obtainable after each battle, promotion rewards obtainable by rising rank, and season rewards which vary by rank, obtainable at the end of each season. Keep battling and refining your skills to try to get a variety of rewards. So Mega Stones for Mega Chestnut, Mega Delphox, and Mega Greninja can only be obtained as rewards for being promoted up the ranks. So yeah, so you do have to get a little sweat. You do have to put your sweatpants on a little bit and rise up ranks to get the Mega Stones. So not only do you have to pay for their special service, you also have to, you know, be halfway decent at the game. Or just hope that you're going to go up against a bunch of people who are just sitting there by their controller doing nothing. That's shitty.
So for just 3 Mega Stones, you have
hmm
to unload your wallet and fill up on a whole shit ton of anger.
Yeah. Yep.
That is not worth it in my opinion.
Now, don't get me wrong. Some of these megas, they do look pretty cool. Like, I love Chestnuts. Chestnut looks pretty cool. Um, Delphox reminds me a lot of Benimaru from Fire Force. Just because it's like flying around on a flaming broomstick, and then it has two other flaming broomsticks by its sides.
Oh, that
Um,
sounds really cool.
yeah, it doesn't look horrible. And then Greninja, I don't get why Greninja needed a Mega. Like, we already had like the Ash Greninja and whatever. But I mean, I guess it is what it is. He's standing
Fan
upside
service.
down. Yeah, he's standing upside down on a giant water shuriken.
Yeah,
Um,
that's cool. I like that concept.
yeah. I mean, I just don't understand why he needed a Mega, but
I
it is
mean,
what it is.
I feel like, I don't really know what their thinking is behind a lot of the decisions they're making lately.
Yeah. And then
Like,
also with that direct for Pokemon ZA, we also got word that they're already hyping up a DLC, which introduced two more megas. So this is called Pokemon Mega Dimension, coming soon. And it has Raichu, or Mega Raichu Y, and Mega Raichu X.
I have seen that. I'm not gonna lie. I don't fuck with the Y version, but the X version, I really dig it. I think it's cool.
I think it's pretty interesting that they kept like the Raichu body design, But they changed the color to Pikachu's colors, and then they kept his
Right?
ears the same, and then the tail's different, and then it's like the opposite for Y because it looks like a Pikachu's body and Raichu's tail, and
Yeah, it's I don't know. Like at first, it kind of made me the Y version. It really made me feel like it was like kind of an offshoot of the Alola version.
yeah.
Like not completely, but it kind of just has like that. I don't know, like more fluffiness to it.
And then I guess there's one more bit of Pokemon news, and that is Pokemon Pokopia, which is coming out in 2026, where apparently you play as a Ditto who has transformed into a human-esque character, where you get to go around and build up a town, meet new friends, you know, build up your town some more. It basically looks like somebody on the Pokemon team watched that time I got reincarnated into a slime and decided, hey, we could do that with Pokemon. Because Rimuru slime turns into a
Yeah,
human, makes a town.
yeah.
Um, Honestly, it reminds me a lot of like Animal Crossing meets Pokemon.
That's the vibe I got from it too.
Yeah.
I saw because like you're supposed to interact with like other Pokemon within the game, and then like that's how you get like certain abilities. Like I saw, Squirtle lets you like water your plants. It looks like Hitmon Chan, you can like punch the terrain and like kind of shape it.
Yeah.
So I think it's a cool concept, but I don't know. At the end of the day, it just for the price tag I know they're gonna put on it, it more so seems like a DLC that they should have just added for like Animal Crossing itself.
So like just the first couple of seconds into the trailer, you see a Pokeball in the middle of a cave, and everything around is like just completely and utterly destroyed. And you see the Ditto pop out, and then you see a broken Pokedex on the ground, and it's sitting there talking to the Ditto, and so the Ditto turns into a human and runs away. It's like, what happened in that cave? Like, are humans just gone now?
Yeah, I didn't really think of it like that, but
Yeah,
that's
no,
that is a
it was
very
something.
interesting point. Like, what
Freaking Ditto,
is there going to be some kind of like story behind it too, though?
right?
I mean, I know there really isn't with Animal Crossing because it's kind of like I guess you'd call it like a slice of life game almost. Just something to just something to kill time with, but
And then, like, even just looking at it there, the girl's face is derpy. So it's making me wonder, like, is this supposed to be Duplica's Ditto? I don't know if you remember from the anime. Taking you back a while now,
oh
but there was
yeah,
this, yeah, there was this trainer who had a Ditto, and her Ditto could never get the face right, so it always just had those two dots and a face. So it's
yes,
like,
I
is
do
this
remember
supposed to be Duplica's Ditto?
that. That would be a cool throwback for sure. Like
Right?
I'd kind of be hyped to see that.
I have to look up what Duplica looks like and see if she looks like this. And see, no, this doesn't look anything like the lady.
Well,
Nope, not at
folks,
all.
apparently we were way off, but we were theory crafting here.
Right? Unless this was like a young Duplica before she colored her hair cyan.
Hey, I
Because this,
mean,
yeah, like
that's
she looks
that's
hella
you're on
young.
something there.
Right? There's your fan theory for you. Duplica done something wrong and got offed, and Ditto decided to do Ditto things.
Yeah, I mean, Dittos are strange little creatures,
Yeah, man.
but I do like the concept of it. I'm interested to see more about it here, which I'm sure will be start. You know, the update train will start on that now that it's been announced.
Oh yeah, and someone will somehow data mine it, and we'll get a whole slew of stuff. And I mean, I'm
And then Nintendo will sue them and put a patent on data mining.
yeah, yeah, right, yeah. Nintendo trying to be the only monster catcher game in existence, apparently.
Yeah, I cannot believe they actually did that.
Yeah, it's like you guys are getting pretty grimy.
Like that's just straight scumbag behavior.
A little bit.
Because it's not even just like that affects Pal World. Like it's not like that's the only creature catcher game.
Not by
Because
far.
you know what I'm saying? Like it's not just like they're just going after like Pokemon like games. Like you have things like Ark Survival Evolved, which is more of what Pal World is copying, in my opinion, than anything. Because I mean,
Aside from the
when you
pals.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like basically, Pal World is Ark Survival with Pokemon skins.
Yeah.
Like I mean, it's a survival game. It's
Oh
not
yeah.
made. It doesn't have the storylines and all that goes into a Pokemon game.
Yeah.
Like these it's just the obvious thing that you would think they would be going after them for, and then it's nah. You know what? We we battle creatures, not you. We do.
Now, I think it's funny that they're doing that just in time for the new Digimon game to come out.
Ooh, yeah. I mean,
Like
Digimon
that
was my next on the list of mentions for like, excuse you guys.
because I mean Digimon's the same in the same boat there. I mean, it's basically a creature catcher with a lot of story.
Yeah,
And
and the battle
Digimon
systems are very similar.
now I want Digimon to turn around and be like, "Well, we're going to sue you for the use of Mega Evolution
Yeah,
because
because
we
that
had Megas first."
yeah, and then Mega
Although,
Mega,
yeah.
and then
Well,
War Mega.
I guess theirs was Mega Digivolution, but potato
Still,
potato.
well, and yeah, and I mean, like, I just, I think it is just so petty of them to
Absolutely.
be like, listen, we, and how a court system can even entertain it is even more baffling to me.
Yeah.
Like how a judge can't sit there and be like, "All right, I see you."
We see you trying to be greedy.
Well, and it's like they haven't done anything. Like they're not hurting your sales one bit.
Right?
Like everybody knows you guys have the corner on the market for fucking creature catcher games because that's all anybody thinks of whenever you think of that kind of game. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know what the hell they're going to be doing. Like
It's
it's
so
nuts.
it's it's just so unnecessary.
Yeah.
And I hate to say this because like I do like some Nintendo franchises, but the only thing keeping Nintendo alive is the hardcore fans that just don't play anything but Nintendo products.
Yeah, I mean, And it's crazy because like we've seen like there. Oh, who the hell was it? I don't remember what the game was, but Game Freak has shown that they can come up with different games. Like I know there's this new one coming out that almost looks like a Souls game, and it's crazy to think that they're spending all. I mean, don't get me wrong, I get it. Pokemon's their bread and butter. I understand that, but it's called the Beast of Reincarnation,
I don't think
and
I've heard of that.
yeah, from what I remember seeing of it, it reminded me a lot of a Souls game, and I was like, okay, like, and it looks really cool too. Just from the teaser that I saw, like, I mean, I thought it looked cool. Maybe not Souls. Maybe it reminds me of Sekiro because it's samurai, but
So more
same
of a
same
roguelike.
yeah. Yeah. So Game Freak has the potential to do some really, really, really cool stuff if they want to step, you know, I know they don't want to step away from Pokemon, but if they were to like put it on a side burner, like that's what I'm hoping is going to happen with Champions. Is now that they're going to release Champions, they don't have to really worry about the competitive edge because now they can just update one game instead of releasing a whole new game. Maybe they'll be able to upload, or maybe they'll be able to make more stuff such as Beast of Reincarnation. Because, like I said, everything that I've seen about this game, it looks dope. But
Well, it's cool to see
who
them
knows?
like stepping into a different genre because
Yeah,
I've only ever known them for Pokemon games. Like I thought that's the only thing they'd ever do.
yeah. I don't think I've ever heard of another Game Freak game either. Then again, I've never looked, but but no, just like the trailer for this game looks phenomenal. Like it really, really does look cool.
Well, I'm definitely gonna have to check that out. So
Absolutely.
I'm all for a good roguelike. There's actually another one that I was looking at too. It's like Lost Soul Aside or something like that.
Okay.
Uh, Let me double check that name. Oh, it is actually called Lost Soul Aside. I was correct.
Is it also by Game Freak?
No, no. This
Oh,
is you Alti Zero Games.
okay.
It's oh, it's a Sony published game. Actually slated just for PS5 and PC though. That is that's fresh to see from PlayStation releasing a PlayStation exclusive title alongside PC
Right.
because normally we have to wait like a year afterwards.
Yeah.
Like I was pretty upset when I had to wait for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
So it looks like the last game that Game Freak released that wasn't Pokemon was a game called Little Town Hero, and that was back in 2019. And I had never heard about this game.
I've never heard of that either, I don't think.
Nope. Not a peep. Huh.
Well, I'm
That's
assuming it
nuts.
didn't do very well then.
Yeah, or maybe it was like an eShop exclusive or something.
That could have been.
All right. On to the next one. Get
On
out of
to
here,
the
Pokemon.
on to the next one. Well, Konami is we're going to say some hateful things. We're going to say some loving things about them. Like they're kind of on a really really weird balancing point with me, like on the
Oh,
scales. So like on one hand, which it's a really really heavy weight on this scale, but the recent change to the time rules and end of match policies that they just implemented to all of their events. This affects, locals all the way up to your regionals, to your YCS, worlds, the whole 9 yards. Like, now I shouldn't say worlds because they did say that, that's a whole different ball game, because then you have the OCG ban list meshing with the TCG ban list, and exclusive cards. That's kind of a gray area, but for the majority of people listening that are just going to like maybe a YCS at, your highest tier event, it really affects all of us. So I guess we'll get the bad shit out of the way first. I want to start this off by saying that it's honestly kind of disappointing to see them do things like this. Now, I can see, like, on one hand where some of it does good, but my personal opinion, it's not the greatest move. So there's been a few changes here. We have the end of match procedures now. So basically, the old rules, if you would run out, you get 45 minutes to get 3 games in, best 2 of 3. Pretty straightforward. And if you, at the 45-minute mark, would run out of time, the turn player could finish out the phase that they were currently conducting. Because there's a lot of like burn effects, things like that you can still do to try to lower your opponent's life points lower than yours. That is no longer allowed. Basically, when time ends, where you're at is where the game state ends. So like that one is probably like the least of my concerns anyway, because that is one of the ones where I can see like, yeah, we're not playing into time as much, because the second rule that I'm about to get into, it's mostly like, I would say like almost like a fear tactic, so you don't really dabble and make them have to, well, like the judges and stuff, don't really have to get put into gray areas. So the second change that was made, they decided now there is no drawing in a match anymore. So, that hurts a lot of people. I think it's kind of unfair, because instead of there not being a way to draw anymore, so basically, to put it the simplest way, player A wins game 1, player B wins game 2. They go into game 3, and we'll say neither of them took damage, so they both still have 8,000 life points. Where that would have ended in a draw before, that now ends in a double game loss. So both players will get a game loss. Dude, they almost kind of just like set these rules up as like a chain reaction. Because another thing, now it doesn't matter how many players are at an event, it's top 8 cut. That's where you get your prizing. That's top 8, that gets you your national invites, all that kind of stuff. So basically, with the first 2 rules implemented, if you just have like a salty player on the other end of the table from you, or just somebody that's, kind of a troll, basically they can just be like, you know what, man, we both lose now. And
So
with
lame.
everything, well, with everything being a top 8 cut too, then you get one game lost, you're not making top 8.
Oh, so that means both of them are out then.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, like it ends in a double game loss, so both players will end up with a loss on their record for the tournament.
That is so lame.
It is so stupid. And like I said, with the other two rules that they implemented with you can't finish your phase and it's altogether just I can't like when you mash it all into one thing and see how it just trickles, down that slippery slope of, nonsense, it to me that kind of stuff just says they don't care about us much as players.
So
And
I wonder
like
if that's gonna.
go ahead.
I wonder if that's gonna make people want to play quicker then, to try to rack up as much damage as they can in case they run into one of those players who's purposely going to draw out every single turn, or who's going to try to stall the entire match.
Yeah. I can see a little bit of uptick in that. I mean, honestly, I can say from personal experiences, only being at 2 regionals, I have not had a bad interaction with any of the players that I have sat down with. Like I can
Yeah,
say at least everybody has been super cool, super respectful. You know, it's just so I maybe I'm wrong in saying these time rules and stuff like that are a bad thing, but I just I kind of feel like hearing stuff like that though is gonna like make people who are just considering stepping out of that like locals level and maybe trying a higher tier event, like hearing that it might just scare them off, might really discourage the player base from actually trying to go places.
right.
Eh, you know, and it's really funny because I'm about to get into why I'm really happy with Konami at the same time, but it also seems like that's like most of the issue. It seems like they don't really care about the tournament scenes as much anymore, and they just want to push product.
Right.
Because honestly, getting into some of the things that I'm really happy with them, right now, the price of the meta is the cheapest it's ever been since I have played competitively. You know,
Yeah.
basically like so the deck that I'm going to be taking to the YCS in Pittsburgh here in November. I'm playing Yummy, and normally, you pay hand and foot to play top tier meta. This deck, if you're just getting, and now I'm not counting in like, your hand traps and staples and stuff like that. Um, because honestly, the deck doesn't even need like the really, really expensive stuff. And most of your hand traps have been reprinted so many times now that if you can't go pick up a cheap copy somewhere, I don't really know what to tell you.
You don't need the shiny, just get the common.
Well, honestly, no, you can get most of like your basic hand traps. You can get them in a secret rare for like $1.25.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, some cases, yeah, you can bling it out a little bit, and I don't blame you for it. But Yummy is an example. So there are 3 main deck monsters, and there's a Link monster. So that's 4 cards. You generally want to see 3 of each. So you got $120 in a deck
Right.
because like the spell cards and stuff like that, they're, cents, literal cents.
I
And,
was saying, and 120 used to be what, a set?
Yeah, that was a playset of one of your cards in the deck.
So ridiculous.
And, that's how it was whenever I started, going to locals and, stepping into that side of the game. And, I've always been the kind of guy I sit back, like, because I've seen how Konami like does their ban lists and that kind of stuff. They milk stuff out as long as they can. They'll reprint it a little bit, make the fanboys happy, keep it alive. So I'll just sit back and I'll just wait till shit just keeps getting cheaper and cheaper. And then, when people are like, "Oh, well, I paid $70 a copy for that card." And I'm like, "I paid 5."
That's gross. $70 for just one
Dude,
copy of the card.
so and that's the crazy thing too. So like pre-sale prices for Justice Hunters, the latest set, like the latest new set. Um Pre-sale prices on like eBay for these cards was fucking disgusting. Like I honestly think all three of them were like just the core. And like I said, this isn't your hand trap staples. This is just like Canine, Draco Tails, and Yummy. I think it was at least 250 minimum.
Really?
So it's and now it's like $120. So I
That's
mean,
insane.
yeah, I mean it is. I I mean it's still pricey, but it's the cheapest I've seen competitive Yu-Gi-Oh ever be. So while I can say,
Like,
yeah, kudos to them on that because that's really dope. I like seeing people, be able to step out and actually try like one of these meta relevant decks and, do it for relatively cheap.
right? Nah, that's still insane that that's how much the decks used to go for. Or not even the full decks, just like individual cards.
Yeah. Yeah, like I remember when I first got into locals and, everything like that, it was the Snake Eye format. And Yubel had just gotten all its support. And Yubel came out, that was the one of the GX villains. And it's one of my favorite artworks on a card ever. I've always thought it was a badass card.
Huh.
So, I heard it was getting support and I was like, oh, well, maybe it won't be that good and I can still just get it. Nah, it was one of the best decks at the time. And that was a salty one. The core for that was it was closer to like 400. Like it's just so like I said, they're doing good on at least keep trying to keep pricing down for players, but it also seems like we're being punished for that.
Yeah, no, that's like I couldn't even imagine like paying that much for individual cards, let alone like full sets. Because I mean, you can't ever just get one card. You have to get you have to get your full set, which is what, 3 cards, right?
Yep, playset is 3.
That's disgusting.
And I have, I don't even have anything else. I can't disagree with it. It is gross.
Because like that's $210 for that one set that guy said they spent $70 on one card for.
Well, yeah. Well, and the other thing is it's value retention. Yu-Gi-Oh
Oh.
does not retain its value anymore. Dude, I can like all right, so I was actually because I already have TCG Player pulled up because literally looking at how cards all right, so and I this is a great example. So Fiend the card is Fiendsmith Engraver. It came out in 2024 in the Yeah, it was 2024 in the Infinite Forbidden packs. So it's still to this day is one of the most splashable engines ever. And it is still game winning, like it's strong. Konami has really milked this one. So when this card first came out, it was like 120 a copy. Then it slowly dropped because people were losing interest in it, and they also thought it was going to hit the ban list, but it's literally dodged every single one up until now, and it didn't even directly get hit. But I picked my first 2 copies of the originals up when they were probably about like 25 to 30 a piece. And about 2 months later, for some reason, or it was actually after it dodged the first ban list, it shot up to $186 a copy. I'm telling you, it took everything I had in me not to walk up to the vendors after I was done with that regionals tournament and just unload them, knowing I'd get them cheaper again later.
That's insane. Like
And
that's
I'm looking at the current price because it's gotten, well, it came out in one of the rarity collections as a reprint, and the rarity collections, if the card is in the set, you can get it in every rarity. So
okay.
it is now sitting. The original secrets are now $4. And
So it
you
went
can,
from $1.20 to 4.
it went from at its highest 186, and
Oh,
now it's like,
180.
and now it's sitting at a whopping $4.76.
Oh my god. And
And you,
people jumped on that like a bitch in heat
oh,
because
I
they
have.
wanted
Well, and see, that's funny. And it's funny because that, for the original printing, is the $4 one. Now I can pick up, oh, we're just going to go ahead and look up the collector rare because that's my favorite. Yeah, I can look up the collector rare, which is a higher rarity, is $2.33. The only printing of this card that holds any sort of value is the quarter century secret rare, which is still going for about $90.
really.
Yes, but that's like basically a quarter century secret rare is a starlight rare with a print with like an stamp on it. So that's like your high level rarity stuff, you know what I mean? So I can see that still help like retain in value, but it's
So
still
when you
just
say
crazy.
stamps, what do you mean stamps?
So in the text box, you'll see like a little bit of a like high gloss finish. Like it's right on the text box, but it'll resemble an emblem that says 25th anniversary.
Okay.
Um it's a cool little thing they did, for the 25th anniversary. That's why they're quarter century secret rares. So basically, like, so take that starlight imperm that I showed you earlier and just kind of put like a little marking, like almost like a little embossing on it.
Okay.
So it's like I say, it's your high, like really, really high rarity stuff.
Okay, so stamped are like the highest of high rares.
Well, they don't make the quarter century secrets anymore. That was just for the anniversary thing that they did for like
Oh,
all of
okay.
last year. So now we're back to the starlight rares, which, like I said, they're basically the same thing. It's just one has like, actually, hold up. I have a QCR sitting right here. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna send you a picture so you can get the comparison.
Okay.
So let me see if I can work with my camera.
Camera says no.
Aha, I did get it. All right, so there is that. But basically, those are your two like chase rarities,
Okay.
essentially. And that's another thing I'll say too. Like they've done a better job at giving us like better pull rates, but I think they're kind of overdoing it in a way. Be like whenever they start the set that Starlights came back in was the Monster Mayhem. There was a new artwork of actually a card I need for Fiendsmith that got a Starlight rare in that set, and that Starlight's only worth $20. So it seems like, I don't know, from like maybe the first quarter of the year on, everything as far as value goes is just, it's not there anymore. And
That's
like I
crazy.
said, now, like me, I'm not like a big reseller. Like I said, I generally sit back and wait till stuff is cheap.
Right,
Now,
right.
if I get a high dollar pull and I'm looking for stuff, like, I offload it as soon as I
Oh
can.
yeah.
Just, to be on the safe side while it still has that value.
Throw some trades here or there if you got something worth trading
Oh, for
out.
sure. Yeah, for sure. But honestly, like, so the 2025 Megatins just came out this year.
Yeah.
The tins, basically, it's a whole bunch of reprints. Really good reprints. It makes stuff cheaper for players who have been wanting to try stuff out. It also just gives you, a chance to get some cool cards because you're guaranteed a bunch of foil cards. And this year they actually did something a little different. So in past years, you could only get the tin, like the actual metal tin, and you got 3 mega packs, which I think are 14 cards each. So this year, what they did, you have the option, which I think the first option you're mostly going to find at like your local game stores, but they did a box. So you still get your 3 mega packs. You don't get the promotional item and you don't get the actual metal tin, but it's like $5 cheaper.
Okay.
So then, at your retail stores is where you're really going to find like the actual metal tins, which they come with your 3 mega packs, the hard metal tin, but exclusive to the tins themselves, you get 3 deck dividers. It's a weird promotional item for them. They have really cool artworks. You have Seto Kaiba with the one dictator card. It's the one where he's got like the 3-headed blue eyes.
Okay. Well,
Yugi with one of the ritual dark magician cards that's come out in recent years. I can't remember which one it is, but really, really cool artwork.
okay.
But I was actually not privy to this until I got my first 10. Every mega pack this year gives you a guaranteed Starlight rare.
Really?
Yeah, and honestly, I'm pretty happy with what I've gotten so far. Half of them, because I've gotten 2 10s, half of them I have actually already put in, as play cards because rarity bumps, and I'm a whore for shiny cardboard. So, but I've gotten a bottomless trap hole, a Starlight Road, Starlight Rare. I found that hilarious. I forget, but I did get an old Monarchs card, which was pretty dope.
Nice.
Now my favorite three, I got a Topologic Bomber Dragon, which I'm going to be running in my Malice build. That is very altered now because of the new ban list.
Mm.
Yeah, we'll get into that here in a little bit. I have gripes, and I only have one gripe about the ban list. I thought it was very fair this time, to be honest. But I also got an SP Little Knight and an Infinite Impermanence. Now, I will say the tins this year, they gave some really phenomenal reprints. You can basically pick up all of Fiendsmith in it. You can get two of the best hand traps right now because they are so good. Which are the Dominus cards, Dominus Pulse and Dominus Purge, which I was lucky enough to pull 2 Purges because I need them. What else? There's so much stuff in there. Like, I mean, Mimigools, I'm actually really hyped about. They all got rarity upgrades. So I can bling one of my favorite decks out even farther.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you got your typical, just kind of stapley stuff. Honestly, I think it was a really good 10 this year. Like I think the set was really good. I like the free starlights, it gets people hyped, gets them, a little shiny cardboard in their arsenal.
I think the tin that I was the most excited about ever getting when I used to actually collect and play Yu-Gi-Oh! Was the Joey Wheeler tin. Way back in the day.
I wish I still had mine.
I remember I got my very first piece of Exodia. I don't remember the rarity. Honestly, I know it was shiny. Like I know it was shiny cardboard. Like the whole,
It was probably an ultra.
and it was purdy. But yeah, I remember that was the first time that I'd ever got my hands on a piece of Exodia, and from that moment I was hooked because I'd watched the first episode of the show and I was like, I need the other 4.
Dude, we all needed it.
Yep.
Unless you had some of those really, really, really bad fake cards.
Yeah.
It was just one card.
Yep. No, I remember there was a kid in school whose parents, like, they just bought him whatever the hell he wanted. So they actually bought him a box, like a box full of the trading card, like a box full of the sealed packs. And he ended up pulling, out of our friend group, he is the one who ended up pulling Exodia first. Because, his parents bought him a full-on booster box. And it's like, yep, well, you suck.
Wish.
Fucking right.
Shit.
Nah, dude, my parents were not a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh.
It's so funny. The first booster box I ever bought wasn't even for myself. First booster box I ever bought was for my wife, and it was Lorcana.
Nice. Shoot, what the hell's my first booster box? I think my first booster box, I saved up money from like raking leaves or birthday money, just little bits here and there. And the first booster box that I ever bought myself was a Yu-Gi-Oh! GX one. And I ended up getting the Armor Dragon level 10, and I didn't know that existed. Like I knew 7, like I knew 3, 5, and 7 existed, so when I pulled the 10, I was like, what is this? It's like this isn't in the show. So that was a fun surprise.
Those were such cool cards.
Oh my god, yeah. And then I see that they revised some of them, like added different ones or whatever.
Yeah.
Was it like Spiral Armored Dragon or whatever? I don't remember. My
I'm drawing a blank there too.
yeah, my
So
son pulled one and he's like, "Look at this card." I was like, "Yeah, cool."
hell yeah.
It's like
That's
that's dope.
honestly, dude. That's that's kind of how I felt over this past week here too. My middle child had his fifth birthday, so he got some birthday money. My oldest had some money that he'd been saving up, and they wanted to get some Justice Hunters. And those two little dudes pulled absolute heat. Like they have acquired so many cards from me because they knew what I was looking for, and as soon as they ripped it, they were like, "Dad, let's trade."
That's
So,
awesome.
both of them have fully functioning decks.
Awesome.
Oh, it's so awesome. My 5-year-old, he this week he's like, "Dad, I want to test it out." So I gave him a deck that I built for myself, and I play it every once in a while. It's one of my pet decks, I guess you could say. But it's a zombie deck. We sit down, and because I played, and I have enough of the yummy cards that I could play a fun variant that I've been making mixed with Mimigools. Sit down with him. This kid just drew absolute gas. Proceeds to mallywap me with big zombies and the best hand that I never saw when I played the deck. So he's having fun, and that's what I like to hear. And he's also not letting me live it down either.
Yeah. No, I mean like I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot with my boys, but they kind of they grew out of it. We played goat format. Like I think the highest we went, we started to dabble into synchro. But they weren't really feeling too much. Like they weren't the biggest
That
fans of it.
Yeah, that would have been more of Edison format, but yeah,
Yeah.
no, I honestly I kind of miss the days where me and my friends only got into the game up to synchros.
Yeah. I mean,
Like we
we tried a couple games of synchro, but then we just stuck with basically like right up to the end of GX. Like we decided to forego synchros and tuners and didn't even bother with exceeds or links or fucking pendulums or
Oh yeah, yeah.
so I mean
Pendulum.
that's the kind of Yu-Gi-Oh that I enjoyed was like before
Honestly,
5Ds.
honestly, like I said, with the YCS coming up, uh I'm gonna go be a meta sheep one more time. And also because I have been really excited for the yummy cards for a while now. Like I've been playtesting them ever since they were announced. So, and for me to get to go to a YCS this close to me, like I won't get the opportunity again, so I gotta take it.
Right.
But I think after this, I think I'm gonna get out of the competitive stuff so much. Like I honestly might not even really build any of the new decks or anything like that. Like Yummy might be the last deck that I am like soul set on building out of new stuff.
Oh, really?
It's mostly just it's the power creep. You know what I mean? It's just I want to play the decks that I built before. I want to play them like that. It's and a lot of my friends and I, we've just come to the agreements that kind of once we got into super competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Is whenever the fun started to fade from it.
Yeah. So I guess I tagged you in it earlier, but I guess I just sent it to you too. There's this old man who participates in Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments, and he's literally there just to counter the meta. The way that they described one of his duels was he showed up, he played 3 cards face down and ended his turn. The opponent went ahead, built up his whatever, and then he tried to swing. The old man flipped one card. It was a Radiant Mirror Force, I think, or something like that. And then after that, he played Mystic Mine, or
Dude, not fucking Mystic Mine.
yeah. So he,
I mean, that would have had to have been from a few years ago because that card is probably never coming off the ban list, if we're being honest.
oh really?
Dude, Mystic Mine. Have you ever read it?
No, I haven't.
I'll once you're done with the old man story here, I'm gonna inform you.
Oh no, that was it. I just thought it was funny that he was just some old guy, and the person who sat down across from him didn't realize that he's who he was playing, and so this guy has a pure whatever, and this old's like, no, man, I'm just gonna flip this card and blow up your field, and then I'm gonna flip this card and win the game.
Yeah. So, what Mystic Mine does, if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, your opponent cannot activate monster effects or declare an attack. If you control more monsters than your opponent does, you cannot activate monster effects or declare an attack. Once per turn during the end phase, if both players control the same number of monsters, destroy this card.
Damn. So he literally just waited for him to build up his field and then lock him out of the whole game.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh man, why would they ban that? That is such a good card.
Because if you open that up, like if that's in your opening hand, you could just play that and pass turn. What are they gonna do?
Could they just like MST it?
I mean, if they had the outs.
Oof.
But I mean, yeah, it's one of those things like most of the time it's like a game. I would feel like it was a game 1 winner, because a lot of the time your opponent may not have their like back row hate in the main deck that might be sided. So, but yeah, no, that card, there's actually, I'm going to actually inform you because it's a DD card. So there was a combo with, I have to think of the other. There's another card that went with this.
Like that
That's what I think it's called. Is it Banquet of Millions?
I could see that Mystic Mine upsetting a lot of people.
Yep, that's what it is. It is called. So, I used to have a deck built that was mainly made for draw power. But it revolved around a couple copies of 2 cards. The first one being Banquet of Millions. So it says, banish any number of cards from your extra deck face down, and banish the same number of cards of random face down cards from your opponent's extra deck face up until the end phase. You can only activate one per turn. So what you would do is you would have this on field. You would banish your entire extra deck, all 15 cards. and then you would have two of these sitting. The card is called DD Dynamite.
I know that card. I've played that card against you.
Yeah, inflict 300 points of damage to your opponent's life points for each of your opponent's cards that have been removed from play.
Yeah, that's one of my staples, man. That's what I love
Yeah.
about my DD deck. Well, my old DD deck. I'm pretty sure half those cards are fucking banned in it.
So, dude, it's a funny card. It's such a funny card. So, I mean, you literally flip 2 DD Dynamite after you played Banquet of Millions.
mhm.
You burn them for 9,000 damage after you just told them they can't have an extra deck.
That's glorious.
It is so funny. I used to play it on Master Duel.
Really?
Oh yeah, just on like whenever I was like forgetting to play ranked, and then I would get kicked into like beginner ranks. Just be like, this like nobody would. They never knew what was happening. Wait,
Huh.
he did all that just to set 3 cards,
The-
and then as soon as their turn would start, I would just flip the Banquet. They'd be like, "Oh, what the hell?" And then I just chain link 1, chain link 2. Bye bye.
Nah, dude. Like, I remember I used to have, what was it? It was DD Dynamite, and then another one that I liked was Cemetery Bomb. Just because, I mean, just like DD Dynamite, except for your graveyard instead. And I know how a lot of people love to fill up their graveyard for whatever reason. Especially in these new formats. Well, unless you're playing you and you're just putting cards in to take the same card back out.
It's been known to happen a time or two.
But yeah, instead of 300, it's only 100 for each card in their graveyard. But still, it all adds up. Yeah, it all adds up. I was wondering why my water tasted funny. I found lemonade sugar in the bottom of it. Got a mouthful of sweet, and I was not expecting that from water. I was like, ooh, what did I just accidentally drink? Where'd you go? He ran away.
1 second, just 1
Oh,
second.
oh, there he is. Oh, his shit died. But that's what it is. His stuff done did did. Again.
Forever
Oh, there he is.
forgetting to plug my headphones in.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
But yeah, man. So, good old Yu-Gi-Oh! You know, I still love the game for probably a really, really long time, if not the rest of my life, but I think my competitive career, and I'm putting that in air quotes, I think it's coming to an end. I'm just gonna play with my buddies, maybe go to locals, see the fellas once in a while.
I think something that might bring me back into the Yu-Gi-Oh scene is if that new format comes to America.
I would give Rush Duel a chance.
Yeah, Rush Duel. I would try it.
It looks
Um,
really interesting,
it does.
to say the least.
It really does. So like if it were to come to the States, I definitely think that I would give it a try. Like I think it would be
I'm honest, for as long as it's been out, I'm surprised we haven't gotten it yet.
yeah.
Like, I have
Yeah.
actually kind of been waiting for that announcement, if we're being honest.
Oh really?
Yeah, I mean, it's just I feel like it might be a good way to bring them back. Because they, I don't know, I feel like they need something fresh, new to. But in the same sense, I don't really know because, like, they were doing a whole slew of mobile games for a while. Like, it started with Duel Links, then they brought Master Duel, but they had another game called Cross Duel.
That was fun.
It was so much fun. It was like the Dungeon Dice Monsters and Labyrinth all like mashed into one. It was so
Yep.
cool.
The 4-player game where you had to figure out if you're keeping your monster in front of you or if you're setting them left, right, or straight. You could put trap cards all over the field.
Yeah,
like
it was
little
really
mines.
Yeah, it was such a cool concept.
Although it was really heavy pay to win.
Yeah,
because you could like beef up your car. Like that's one aspect of it that I did not like. The fact that you
I
could
like
beef up your cards.
the core gameplay is what I liked.
Absolutely.
Like,
The core gameplay was fantastic.
Yeah, that they should have just rolled with and
Yep.
kept it because they could have really had something cool there.
If I had enough people to play it, I would definitely I would try to build that field because I've got 1 billion pounds of cardboard here where I could totally make that shit happen. And I think that would be so cool, but unfortunately it's just me and my boys, so
I mean, hey, that could still be something though.
Oh yeah. No, I tried to do a labyrinth kind of thing with them and they lost interest so quick.
Yeah, I mean, can't always win them all, but I mean,
Yeah.
the try is still worth it.
I remember when I was younger, me and my friends, we successfully did a labyrinth thing, except we just basically got a big old whiteboard and we drew a labyrinth, drew a great big old labyrinth. And then we'd play, each of us would be sitting at a corner, we'd have our individual cards, and then we'd have poker chips and I think we used sorry tokens. Or we used whatever kind of tokens we had. I think we had some Lego figures and sorry tokens or whatever. But anywho, each of the tokens represented one of the cards that we were playing. And of course, whatever level you are, that's how far into the maze you can go. And then you could hide trap cards throughout the field, and that was a lot of fun. That's a game that I would play.
Yeah, that sounds like something right up my alley.
Make that a mobile game or make that a regular game.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, that's what honestly, it's again too, that's kind of why I've been really heavy into Magic lately.
Yeah.
All the formats, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
they're, they have so many good things that I think other card games should take from Magic.
Yeah.
Like Konami could use some pointers.
I remember we saw, what the hell was it? It was later on into Battle City where they get trapped in the game and then they have deck masters.
Yeah.
I remember me and my friends, we used to play the deck master format where we basically just pick a deck master, set that card aside, and then you could summon him whenever you wanted to. But if he died, you lost.
Yeah. So there is it's a fan-made format, but it is a really, really growing and really popular format called domain format.
Okay.
It's essentially the same thing. You have a deck master and you build a Yu-Gi-Oh deck. I think it's commander-esque. So, but I think you go off either type or attribute. But if a card is like an archetype, you know what I mean? Your DD cards, I think they're also, you can use those too.
Right.
But no, I've looked into that and I find it interesting. I just never really did any deck building or tried to play the format because I don't have anybody to play with. But no, you're exactly right. Something like that would be fucking phenomenal. Bring that shit. And like they have the formulas. They wrote them.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there's so much potential that Yu-Gi-Oh could do. You just never see like. I'm surprised that like GOAT format and stuff is getting to be as popular as it is, and I mean, I'm happy to see that. Like, that's awesome that people prefer old school Yu-Gi-Oh. Um, like, because that's what me and my boys like to play, and that's what I personally like to play. I mean, hell, me and you sat here and we played. Would you consider that GOAT format?
Oh, that was absolutely GOAT format.
That yeah, where
It
we
was the first set.
that was such a fun duel.
Dude, that was so much fun. Like
52
honestly,
turns later.
I'm honestly like I kind of want to build just like an older fucking kind of GOAT format deck like that. Like you know what I mean? Something that you would have sat down and built back then for GOAT format.
I think it would be super cool if we could find two other Yugi Man players and convince them to do a pack roulette like we did, except we would use like the first GX packs, the first packs that would have been in the GX monsters, just to throw some more fusion in there. And then, pick 5 packs, make your deck out of those 5 packs, and then have a tag duel. I think that'd be so much fun.
You just did a brainstorm.
Yeah, dude, my brain's going 100 miles a minute.
No, for real. So we have ourselves. We both have EDO Pro.
Right.
I have a spare laptop, and I also have a tablet that I could loan to a buddy.
Oh, you've got two people in mind.
We could always get Donnie.
Yeah.
And I could get somebody out of my normal play group for cards.
Your wife.
Honestly, that may not be the worst way to introduce her to the game.
Yeah, no, I would say it'd have to be
For
yours
real.
because my wife has no interest whatsoever in card games.
I mean, honestly, my wife, she likes Lorcana, and she is going to give Yu-Gi-Oh! A chance at some point. I do have her a deck built and everything.
Hell yeah, dude. GOAT format. She would love it. And then she'd play regular format. And she'd be like, what the fuck is this?
Well, see, I built her. It's not. It's a synchro deck, and it's got 2 link cards in it.
Okay.
Because the deck later got support. It's an old plant deck.
Okay.
But it's called Aromages. She basically interrupts a whole bunch, makes some small monsters that she can chip the enemy with, and just gains absolute ass loads of life points for just existing. So I figured, I'll just let her make a bunch of life points so she can learn how to fuck everyone up and not have to worry about it.
So how we would have to probably do that is you said you had another spare laptop, so we'd have to get another mic. Because I think 3 of you trying to rush off of one mic would make that audio crazy.
You are very correct. But I can whip up a microphone situation. Trust me. We can make this happen.
It'd be fun. I haven't done a tag duel in so long. It's been a minute.
I actually once we're finished up here tonight, I'm gonna shoot Donnie and a couple other people a message. You know who would actually? I have our 2 candidates. I have our 2 candidates. So I can get Donnie.
Yeah.
For sure. And anybody else in in our normal play group. But a good friend of mine, Joe, over at Team Dark Magic Attack.
Ooh.
who I'm also rolling down to YCS with.
Okay.
Joe would be so down for some GOAT format shenanigans.
That'd be fun.
So yeah, I'm gonna drop a line in some people's ears tonight. We're gonna make some magic happen here, Dylan. Trust me. We're gonna have a
Hell
good
yeah.
time. But yeah.
Hell yeah. That'd be fun. That'd be great fun.
Do you feeling about wrapping this one up, or
Oh yeah, we've already gone overboard, but that's okay because we missed last week, so a little bit of extra time didn't hurt. But I feel like this is a pretty good wrapping point.
yeah, this is. And we're gonna be back on schedule for you fine people, so you don't have to miss us as much.
Mm.
But as you hear me say just about every week, with this, my good friend Dylan and I, we're gonna call this a night for you people, us. We got to get to bed. Well, actually, Dylan might have to get to bed. I'm gonna stay up and play video games. But
Yeah, I'm old and sick.
but dedicated.
Dedicated.
Yeah. So, all right, all you people, don't forget to set to pass turn. We'll catch you next week.
Bye bye now.
So grab your headphones, settle